here are entrepreneurs? Just raise your hand. Everybody. It isn't just whether you're working or whether you're a business owner. So what do you think networking is? Give me some. You're going to work for this. I'm not going to do all the talking. You're going to do all the talking. So what is networking? Any ideas?
Opening up channels of communication.
Very good. Open up channels of communication. Anybody else?
Connecting
people. Connecting people. Sharing ideas. Yes?
Forming relationships.
Forming relationships. All of those are right. Networking is really just about connecting with people. People love people. You know, everything you do, you like to connect with people. And whether you're connecting because you've got a job, or whether you're connecting because you're trying to get business, or just trying to get contact, this is saying exactly what you guys said. Exchange of information, interacting, connection. Networking is just connecting with people. There is no magic to it. You meet someone at the bus stop, it's raining, you have a conversation. You're networking. You meet somebody here, you're networking. People you go to work with, you're networking. You're always networking, but you don't see it that way because you don't label it. But at any point in time, when you meet someone you don't know, you are putting forward your face to that person. You are networking. Why do you network? Why are you guys here? Again, you're going to work. Yes?
Find a mentor.
Yeah, find a mentor. It's a good reason.
Opportunities.
Opportunities, yes. Anybody else? Why are you here? I mean, the food's nice, but there must be other reasons.
To increase your network.
To increase your network, exactly. So loads of different reasons why we network. And there's just a few more of those. So to meet like-minded people, making business contacts, finding a job, finding a mentor, increasing your sphere of influence, meeting new people, learning something new. All of those reasons are fine. But there are different types of networking. So you've got events like this, where it's an organized event, and there are a few rules. And I've classified those as sort of formal. Formal networking. So you can get formal networking. There are some groups where you have to pay money to be a member, and then you attend several times a month or a week or whatever the frequency is. And there are rules around those networking groups. So I classify those as more formal. This is also a bit formal because there's a defined amount of time, there's an agenda, and we kind of work to that. But in this case, you're not paying to be here, so this is free networking. But there is networking where it's chargeable, you have to pay a subscription fee. Or if you're part of like a professional body, so like ACCA, so they're accounting bodies, or CIMA, or something like British Computer Society, there are loads of organizations where they organize get-togethers for their members to exchange ideas, to learn things, to tell them about new things in their organization, for loads of different reasons. So again, I classify those as the formal. The informal. You go to church or a mosque or some kind of gathering. You're there for a purpose, but you're going to meet loads of people as well. So that is also a networking opportunity, although you may not see it that way. For all you know, that person you're sat next to in church is doing the same job you're doing. So you happen to talk about your job, you're networking. But you don't see it like that's why you're there. Because that isn't why you're there. But it's still another opportunity to network. You get to a party or in the office, where by the coffee machine or the water cooler, in nearly every office, if you want to know what's going on, that's where you need to be. Because people talk when they're not being serious, when they're making coffee, when they're making tea. Or what did you do last night? And what are you doing at the weekend? And then you find actually you can connect more with that person than when you're working. So again, it's another opportunity to connect. You go to a party and someone asks you, what do you do? That's another opportunity to connect. Okay, you're there to do a party, you're there to have fun, but it doesn't mean you can't network. So there are loads of times. So every time you meet someone new, you're networking. And even if you meet someone you know already and you find out more about that person, you're networking. Company events. Most companies have annual Christmas parties, summer parties, team events of some sort. Again, those are all opportunities for you to interact with people at a different level and learn something more about them. So some of the tips I've got for networking. Be here. Be present. Don't be thinking about your shopping list or what you need to do when you get home or those other 15 jobs you haven't done yet. If you're here, be here. Be present, listen, engage with people, talk to people. If you're not in a good mood and you're not in the mood to talk to people, I would suggest then don't go. Because who wants to talk to a grumpy person? I don't want to talk to a grumpy, miserable person. Why would I want to do that? And most people don't. So if you're not in the mood, then you don't then sit that one out. So be present, be in the moment. When you're talking to somebody, you're conversing, listen. And by listen, I don't mean just think, okay, they've said their 5 sentences, now it's my turn. No, listen to what they're saying. Ask questions. Learn about the person. Because the more you learn about the person, the more you'll understand whether there's anything you can do to help them or they can do to help you. But if you don't talk to the person, you're not going to know. So if all you do is talk about yourself, you're not going to learn anything about them. And therefore, you're no further forward than you were before you started. So ask questions. Exchange information. But that's not the first thing you do. So you don't see someone say, here's my card. You need to talk to the person. Try and make a connection. And then, after you've at least had a little bit of a conversation, then you might swap contact details. And nowadays, there's social media. You don't need to swap cards. You can connect to them on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn or any other way. So people still use cards, yes, but you can find people in so many different ways. So that's not it. And again, when you're not so focused on the swapping of the cards, you can have a meaningful conversation with the person and gain something from that conversation. Smile and enjoy it. It's not torture. It's not meant to be work. It's meant to be fun. You're meant to enjoy it. And if you're not enjoying it, you need to ask yourself, well, why am I not enjoying it? I need to, because look, the more you enjoy it, the more you'll do it. And the more you won't feel like work. And I think that's the most important thing. Even though the phrase says networking, you're just connecting with people. You're just connecting with people, you're making relationships, you're learning things you don't know, and you're trying to increase your network of friends, and you never know. One of the other things that's really important, if I talk to you today, I don't know who you know. So it's not just about connecting with you, it's about connecting with everybody you know as well. And I think that's what you've got to bear in mind. You're not just networking with the people in the room, you're networking with the people in the room and also the people that they know. So if there's one thing I would love for you to take away today, is just think, in today's event, what am I going to do differently that I didn't do the last time? What am I going to do to make this a better experience for me, so that it then becomes like more fun and smile. And I hope you've got some tips from this that will help you later on today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.